ask for investigate a mystery. You had a full success.
Right. Well, the obvious first one is, what is being concealed here?
What is being concealed here? Do you want to ask that about inside the tent or about the woman?
About the woman.
You look at the woman and your eyes flash with that familiar purple light. And it's almost like you put on sunglasses and you see a kind of faint white aura around her. And when you look around and you see Homer, he has the same aura.
All right. I'm going to follow that up with, what sort of creature is it, just to be sure?
I'll give you this one for free. You can tell that she is also some sort of fae.
All right.
Oh, shit.
How about what can it do?
So rude.
What can it do?
What'd it do?
You know what it do. You know from your experience with fae are very strong magical beings. I mean, this woman flipped a switch of her finger and turned off your camera without touching it. So you know that she has like significant magical powers.
Okay.
I feel like I should have known that.
Her glamour game is much superior.
I feel like I should have something to know that.
When you level up, you should take the ability know when you see another fae, no matter how hard they're trying not to be seen.
That seems
think
like
that's-
it should be a thing, though. I think
It's a very
now that
specific
she's gotten her silly cards read and she can't record, as she's thinking back to the funnest part of tricking people during this season, and it is the corn maze. So I think she's actually going to go out and go see if yonder boy hasn't been taken by the corn maze.
Yandere boy?
No.
Yandere boy.
Oh, you leaving?
So I'm heading for the corn maze.
Tell Mordicai we'll be right there.
Can I investigate too?
Yeah, you can investigate also.
Okay. Investigate a mystery.
Yeah, because Dan is the only person who knows that the woman in front of you is a fae.
Yeah, and I mean,
He is not
that
going
means
to share this information
nothing
yet.
to me, really, but...
Okay, that's an 11, so that's another full success.
Oh, shit, okay.
So what do you want to ask?
I want to ask... Well, I guess it's confusing because, like, investigate a mystery, it all has questions about, like, the monster, but, like, I want to know more about, like, the place. So the only question I really wanted to ask is what is being concealed here?
Good. You look around and you see piles and piles and piles of old books. But you see one in the bookshelf that seems like it is personally bound. And so you go and pick it up.
Here I am, being the kleptomaniac that I am, just taking things and looking at them without...
As part of your spooky shit, you have poor impulse control,
so just...
which translates to me being able to say, yes, you go and take this.
Okay, so I have one more, right?
Yeah, you have one more question.
My magic power is I steal.
Again, this is like, these are questions like, what sort of creature, what can do, what can go, but like, I don't know that there is a creature here, so how can I...
Yeah.
Like, if I don't know she's a creature, and why would I want to figure out what can hurt it if I just...
Yeah,
like...
So
Sometimes
you
I
hold on to that, and you can still use that in the tent for now.
Okay, so I'll just hold...
Yeah.
Okay.
Just hold on to that
Okie dokie.
question for a sec. And I'm going to send you a document. So while you look at and process that, and we'll figure out what you want to do with that in a second, let's move back to Palmer and Mordecai in the corn maze. So Palmer, you walk up to the corn maze and you see Mordecai's telltale smoke, and you hear him kind of calling out a little bit and see some rustling going on in the corn. What do you want to do?
I guess like some sort of investigate.
Okay.
I don't know if this is a bad situation yet, or if this is just investigate a mystery.
I would say read a bad situation.
Oh, you hear that, boy? It's a bad situation.
So this is how you find out you're in a bad situation.
Sick.
There are no bad
Do I-
situations with the power of God and anime on my side.
That's a 10. Okay, what do you want to ask?
What's the biggest threat?
You hear hoof steps, hoof prints, hoof steps, hoof clops.
Don't.
You hear
What's the,
clopping.
what's the verb?
No
You
clopping.
hear
What's the
violent
verb?
clopping.
Oh my god, Phil, we're not going back to that time.
I fucking hate this.
Okay,
I hate
so I
this.
hear clapping. What else?
Pounding of hooves. There you go.
You hear, you hear the pounding of hooves, and you see sneaking into the corn something that looks like it's held together by vine.
Oh.
Mordecai, read a bad situation. That's an 8.
Are there any dangers I have not noticed?
Does this count if he's noticed it but has not realized it's a danger?
Yeah, like he has heard something.
I mean, I'm
He's
pretty
heard
spooked.
violent clopping.
I already know to be afraid of the horses, so
Yeah,
that I'm not about.
the danger that you hadn't noticed is you were distracted by the rustling behind you and kind of peering in. So you didn't notice a creature coming out from the corn in front of you. You see vine coming out from the corn and like pulling it back. And when it pulls it back, you see the cracked, gnarled face of a jack-o'-lantern sitting on top of a straw body held together by vines. It reaches out for you and wraps its vines around your ankle. And so it's trying to trip you.
I'm gonna try to barrel roll all out of the vine around my ankle and then run straight towards the jack-o'-lantern creature. And then I'm gonna hold 2. I'm going to spend 1 hold to take +2 forward on act under pressure.
Okay.
And then when it says,
What are you doing to act under pressure?
oh, I'm going to send Abby. I'm going to double tap my collar and send Abby to go get Dan.
Oh, good. Yeah. Roll act under pressure with your 2 forward.
10.
That's a success.
Ya yeet. And that was cool.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's XP.
So you
and I
double
level
tap
up.
on your collar, and Abby appears, and she looks at you and is just kind of wondering what's going on.
And I'm just going to shout pretty plainly, Abby, my dude, go get Dan, as I run in.
And she runs off and very quickly dissipates.
Okay. And
brings back Palmer instead.
either way. And
If
then
you squint, it's not that different.
Can I keep my other hold? Can I just wait to use it? I mean, I still have to use it to do these other 3 things, but I'm going to hold on to my hold.
Palmer, you just heard Mordecai yell something about going and getting Dan. And so he's not too far off. What do you want to do? You're still outside of the corn maze.
I'm going to use one of my holds and ask what's the best way to protect the victims.
The best way to protect the victims in this situation is getting them out of the corn maze.
I can use magic, right?
I think so. You didn't take an alternate weird move.
I want to do. I want to use my last hold to do kind of. I don't know which would be the more appropriate question here. Whether it's what is my best way in or what is my best way out. But
I'd probably say in, since you're not inside of the corn maze.
Sure. Okay, I'll do that.
All right, your best way in. You heard Mordecai kind of straight in front of you, so you could barrel through.
Think in a sense, barrel through is exactly what I want to do, because what I want to do is use magic, and I want to do something that is beyond human limitations, in that I want to blow all of the corn down.
Burning down the corn maze.
Okay, no. I didn't say fire. I was thinking something a little less destructive, like a very strong wind.
Burning dead corn maze! Everybody
I'm
come
not
down.
I'm not burning the corn maze.
Yeah,
Jason's
so you want to like make a
four.
gust of wind that blows corn down in a straight line so you can get to where you think Mordecai is.
Yeah, because you said I saw his little smoke.
Yeah, you saw his
Pillar.
smoke and you heard him yelling.
Yeah, so I want to just in that direction, just and then do I get to like you mentioned something about if I act on the answers, would you count this as acting on the answers?
Yeah, this is absolutely acting on the answer. So take a +1 to your use magic roll. So you got a 9, and 9 is still not a full success, so it's still a mixed success. So
Wait,
on use magic.
Is she fighting anything?
No, I'm trying to blow corn down.
Okay.
Yeah, she's trying to get to you. Okay.
Make a path.
Use magic, what you're trying to achieve. On 7 to 9, there is an effect and a glitch, and I get to choose what effect the glitch has. So you get to choose the glitch, I get to choose kind of what that does. So what's the
Burning down
glitch?
corn maze.
The
Okay,
effect is
do I
weakened. The effect is of short duration. You take 1 harm, ignore armor. The magic draws immediate, unwelcome attention, or it has a problematic side effect.
Okay, so for the glitch, considering the nature of what I've done, it seems like there's only one correct answer, and that would be the magic draws immediate, unwelcome attention.
Yeah, it does.
But do I get a path?
Yeah, you do cut a path through the corn, and you see a large breeze blow through, blowing down all of these stalks of corn, and you can see Mordecai on the other side, crouched and looking beraggled. I don't know if that's a word, but it is now.
I think it's very close to one.
And at the same time, out from like one of the sides of the walls that you see a pumpkin pop out. And then you see it completely come out, and you see it standing in your way is this wicker man of a pumpkin head with a gnarled grin held together by vines with a body of straw. And now, Dan and Jurnee, what the fuck is up?
Yeah, what
It's
y'all
been a
doing
bit.
in the tent?
I feel like it's
We're just fucking chilling in here. I thought I was
Yeah.
gonna get a fortune told.
Yeah,
yeah.
you're
I
hanging
feel
out.
like so. It's taking a minute, isn't it, for all this to happen?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I would assume it takes a while.
It's taking a hot minute, and Jurnee, you just found
Found the book.
a book. Yeah, a weird book in this woman's things. You guys still don't know. You guys are so fucking rude to these NPCs.
Yeah.
You don't like. They
Okay,
have
but-
names.
Okay, but if I go to a festival and I go into a fortune teller's booth, I'm not going to be like, so what's your name? Where are you from? Like,
Yeah, but normally when someone asks you what your name is, you're like, ah, yes, and you?
no, not in this situation at all, because it's all part of the performance.
So I guess would it be like if I'm checking out the book, is it obvious that I'm checking out the book? Like should Dan be getting his like fortune told while I'm checking out the book so that we have some like two things going on at the same time, or like what?
Dan, do you want your fortune told?
Dan is very hesitant about getting his fortune taken because he doesn't like people knowing things about him.
And it seems like this woman knows a
Knows
lot of things
everything.
about him.
Yeah, I don't want to willingly give away my fate.
That's fair.
That's fair. Okay, well then can I slip the book to Dan and be like, hey, take a look at this. I'm gonna go sit down and have my fortune read. Would that work?
Yeah, you can do that.
That'll work. I would have to be coaxed into getting my fortune read. Like,
That's fair.
Oh,
yeah, I'm not going to volunteer.
But I want to provide like a decent enough distraction so that he can kind of like, you know, take some notes, get that information into his brain.
Okay.
Maybe on what's in
Roll
the book.
plus cool.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You are taking something off this woman's shelf, looking at it, handing it to your friend, and trying to distract her away from the fact that you just took some of her shit. Roll plus less cool.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I can't use that forward earlier from Investigate a Mystery, can I?
No, you cannot. That is only for investigate a
That would
mistake.
be- Can I investigate how to secretly hand this to Dan?
So that's a mixed success. So on a mixed success in this case, she
Pass
kind
the
of
book,
like
but die.
no. You pass the book over and start walking over towards her, and you see that she kind of looks you up and down again, but she doesn't say anything about it.
Okay. All right. Well, then she's cool with it. It's fine. All right, lady.
Is
So
she cool with it?
She noticed, but she's not like saying anything about it, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
A
That's what it
failure
looks
would
like.
have been her being like, "You guys are so rude."
No, because
And you're so.
remember
Oh.
she is a fae, so she's probably just gonna keep note of it, jot it down, take your firstborn later.
Yes.
Yeah,
Done and done.
It's fine.
yeah. She'll borrow one of your things to move to one of her friends for a little bit.
Oh,
That sounds way more fucking ominous.
it really does.
Yeah.
It really does.
And
When I
that's
say
great
that.
because Dan doesn't want kids. I'll make that bargain.
I love the depth of character that you've thought through this guy to be like, I don't think so.
So I think
No,
the
I've got
Jurnee sits
reasoning
down.
for it.
She's like, okay, hit me, but she is kind of nervous about it. Like, outside of her usual, like, kind of silly, overconfident attitude about, like, knowing about the supernatural stuff, she's, like, a little uncomfortable because spooky stuff is actually happening to her now, and so she's a little afraid that she's going to find something out that she doesn't want to find out.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. So do I need to do the same thing, or are we doing a different thing?
You need to do the same thing.
Same thing? Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Free tarot reading.
She picks up the deck of tarot cards and puts it in your hand and asks you to deal.
Okay.
Just to be clear, did you say tarot? Or
Tarot?
did I hear that wrong?
Tarot.
I thought I said tarot, but I might have said tarot by accident because I'm a fool. I am a fool.
How many tarots are in that gold coin?
Oh, that's man.
10 tarot.
10.
Okay.
10.
Card number 1. How you feel about yourself? Justice. Oh, okay. You are feeling that things will
Justice.
go your way. You believe in fairness and justice in all things.
Nope.
Okay, this is partnership issues. Professional dealings will go well. Perhaps you're about to sign a contract or legal okay, whatever. Okay, so I like justice. What you want most right now, strength. Find the strength and willpower to see you through and achieve what you want. Okay. My fears, the world. Oh, yeah, that's a mood. That's what I already have. You're afraid of taking action and lack confidence and willpower, but this is a time to be positive and proactive to prevent loss of momentum. Okay. What's going
Violence,
for you?
Speed, momentum.
Judgment. Okay, brand new potential. An opportunity which, once given, must not be ignored. A new project, decision, or relationship that could affect the rest of your life. All are indicated here. So, embrace the weirdness. Okay, what is going against you? Wheel of Fortune. A run of bad luck here, perhaps already evident, or there are certainly signs that things are not going your way. Responsibility of important decisions weighs heavy with you, where there are choices to make. Trust your intuition. And even if you have to make the painful decision to give up something in order to move on, then have the courage to do it. And then number 6, the likely outcome is the Star. This is a time of good luck and fortune, perhaps after a period of struggle and heartache. Good health, possibly after a time of illness, and good fortune will give you a new zest for life. Okay. That was actually more positive than I expected it to be.
Yeah. Yeah, and the woman just kind of sits across from you and says, yeah, this looks very good. Be careful out there, but don't be afraid to shake things up. And I want you to roll plus sharp. Okay, so two things happen when she says, "Don't be afraid to shake things up." One, your vision goes dark for a second.
Oh, good.
It's almost like you're having a daydream, and you find yourself in a small but cozy living room with an old tube TV on, and it's playing reruns of Bewitched.
Oh, okay.
Your grandma is sitting there.
Oh, my grandma.
Yeah.
Okay.
Old Graham.
She's sitting in her chair, a recliner that your dad got her for last Christmas. There are pictures of family, a few paintings, a calendar, a clock, and a cross on the wooden walls of the living room. Grandma's smiling, enjoying the show while she absentmindedly is knitting a scarf and mutters something about, "That's not exactly how that goes." You notice the date on the calendar is for today, which is strange because Grandma Sitwell passed away in 2015. What do you want to do?
Wait, am I like?
You're there.
Am I lucid?
You're there. You're lucid.
Oh shit. Okay. So like, is this like one of those like Christmas what's that movie? I already forgot the movie.
Miracle on 34th Street?
Scrooge.
Oh, like Ghost of Christmas Past shit.
Is this the kind of shit where like I can't interact with the past or whatever, or am I able to like actually interact with things?
Fuck around and find out.
Okay, I'll try to talk to Grandma. So I guess she kind of like walks forward over to Grandma in the reclining chair and says, "Hey, how are you doing?"
Oh, Jurnee, dear, it's so nice to see you. I know it's been a little while. I knew someday you'd start to see like me, so I made a little something for you. You still have it, don't you?
Meanwhile, she is like furiously pinching herself, like just her hand. She is like violently digging her fingernails into her hand. Like, is this real? Is this real? Is this real?
You feel all the pain from it, and when she asks you if you still have it, you feel a little bit of heat on your chest, and you notice that the cross necklace that she had given you 6 years ago is just faintly glowing.
Oh, that's new. Yeah, I kept it because it was really special to me, and I miss you.
I miss you too, dear. Good. You keep track of it. It'll help keep you safe. And say hi to your little friend. Palmer, was it?
Oh, you know about her, yeah.
Yeah. Tell her to say hello to the king for me sometime.
Hey, Grim, can I ask, where are we?
We're here.
Where's here?
Well, honey, we're in hell.
Super hell.
We went to super hell. Because
special hell.
I was gay.
You ask where is here, and your scene shifts, and it blurs away in a flash of color, and instead in gray tones, instead of like the warmth of your grandma's living room, you see in grays and blues, someone wrapped up in straw and vines, and there's been a pumpkin placed where their head should be, and they're being dragged up a hill behind a horse and a rider cloaked all in black with a head that seems slightly too large for the body. And then you wake up, you come back to, and the woman across from you says, "Oh, I see that things aren't as usual for you today. That's okay. Why don't you have some tea real quick, and then you can be on your way." And she gets up and goes to make you a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Has Dan noticed anything about Jurnee during this time?
Also, can we make that tea decaf? I think I had way too much espresso earlier. She's just sitting there vibrating.
Yeah, Dan, what are you doing with the book?
Furiously reading it.
Yeah. Well, can you read that document for us?
Oh, read it out loud?
Allowed.
If you do not mind.
Oh, that'll be fun.
I do not mind. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow is an old town, far older than some would admit. The leaves here have always been blessed with growth, sun, and finally a joyous harvest. Sleepy Hollow has always been a den of ghost stories and hauntings for the imaginations of its populace. Some say that the land was cursed by the native people before Hendrik Hudson took/discovered the land for the Dutch settlers. Regardless of cursed land or imagination-fueled hauntings, Sleepy Hollow has always been a place for stories, and in the 1790s, one such story is said to have taken place. Ichabod Crane was a coward schoolteacher outsider from Connecticut that had moved to Sleepy Hollow to enjoy a quiet life. A thin, gangly, and very superstitious man, he was never found to be out after 8 p.m., always wore a cross, and was known for keeping a gold coin in his shoe at all times. Fat lot of good it did him. Crane was infatuated with the daughter of a wealthy farmer, Katrina Van Tassel. While Crane would certainly be a charming man, anyone with a brain would seem charming here, Katrina had another potential suitor in the form of Brom Van Brunt, a local hunter and hero. Brom was a large horse-ass man known for his drinking, carrying his deer on his back rather than taking it home in a cart.
What is going on?
There's if you're not reading this along, there are some words that are crossed out.
And the stuff you're saying is written over them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Van Brunt saw his potential marriage to Katrina as a neat bonus next to inheriting the prestige of the Van Tassel estate. But Katrina was distracted from Brom's charms by Ichabod. Brom, having been unsuccessful in bullying, coaxing Crane into a physical contest, took to playing pranks on Crane with his friends. One night, the Van Tassels hosted a harvest party that Crane was invited to attend. Realizing his opportunity, Crane deviated from his superstition and made sure to stay late and make the most of his time in the Van Tassel home. After a night of showing off, dancing, drinking, and merrymaking, the last guests of the night gathered around the hearth, trading stories. Many of the men there talked about their hunts, but Brom, knowing of Crane's cowardice, superstition, began to tell a story of a different kind. The legend of an old English spy that had been slain right there in Sleepy Hollow, and that his ghost still haunts the lightning-stricken tree he was said to have been hung on. Crane, desperate to not be seen scared by Katrina, asked if he could steal her away for a private conversation. When they were alone, Ichabod confessed his love for Katrina and asked for his hand in marriage. To his dismay, she denied him. She hardly knew him. How could she have said yes to an almost complete stranger? Shortly after, Ichabod found himself on the back road, bathed in moonlight, downstruck, and ready to return to his home. He didn't notice Brom and I following behind him. He wandered along the path back to his cottage in town. As the moonlight spilled through the canopy of foliage overhead, he noticed the sound of another horse coming up the road behind him. Curious, he turned around to look, wondering who else would have also abandoned the party. We hid in the brush. Brom insisted we would not waste more time worrying over him and the party, but I wanted to make sure he returned home safely. Just up the road, Ichabod saw another rider dressed all in black. Ichabod said, "Oh, friend, why don't you join me on the ride back to town? The night can be dangerous for us lone travelers." The rider did not return a comment, but instead picked up its pace. As the rider drew nearer, Ichabod began to recognize that there was something deeply wrong. "Ichabod Bartholomew Crane," called the rider in a hollow voice. We saw the rider pass, and that's when Brom began running back to the house. I was frozen in place. When the rider reached the light of Ichabod's lamp, many things became clear to him. From the edge of the lamplight, the skeletal head of a horse trotted forward. Now that they were closer, Ichabod could see that the head of the rider was wrapped in a large turnip that had been carved out of the visage of a haunting grin. In a flash of smoke, the head was ablaze. Ichabod, terrified, spurred on his horse, hoping to put any amount of distance between him and the rider. The skeletal-headed horse was quick to give chase, hooves pounding against the ground in dirt deafened by the pulse of blood in Ichabod's ears. The rider lifted up a long ivory whip and struck out at Ichabod. The pain he felt as the tip of the whip connected with the back of his neck felt like he was being burned by the fires of hell. Barely conscious from the pain, Ichabod saw the bridge and, therefore, town growing closer. His horse thundered across the stone of the bridge, crossing the river to safety. When the rider reached the bridge, its horse reared back, and it threw its flaming head across the bridge. There was a flash of light and smoke, and the rider was gone. And so was Ichabod. I ran across the bridge to find him, but only his horse remained.
The end.
Wow.
Encore.
Again.
I don't have one.
Eh?
Very interesting.
Well, you process that.
Indubitably.
Let's go back to Homer and Mordecai.
Oh, so before I get into what I'm going to do, I just want to run this by you. So I took, instead of sensitive, I took a move from the Luchador playbook called
The what?
the Luchador playbook, by the way.
Didn't know there was one of those.
Pretty cool.
This shit gets buck wild. Let me
It's
tell
pretty
you.
Cool. It's called Signature Move.
Oh my god.
Like every great wrestler, you have perfected a signature move for inside and outside the ring. When you unleash your signature move on something, roll plus tough. On a 10 plus, you do 2 harm and take plus 1 forward. On a 7 to 9, you do 1 harm and take plus 1 forward. On a miss, your opponent counters the move.
That's amazing.
How do you
Oh
feel
my
about
God.
this?
I love that so much. So
Okay.
you don't have sensitive anymore. You have use magic now. So
Yeah.
make sure to update your play sheet for that. And
I did.
you also took another move from another playbook with signature move.
And then I took plus 1 tough to increase my tough score in the name of
Okay.
signature move.
Are you going to use it
That's what
now
you're
or keep that in the back pocket?
I mean, I'm still being attacked, right?
Yeah, there is for sure a Wicker Man in front of you.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to use my hold to inflict 1 harm on this scarecrow dick. And then I'm going to also try to kick some ass and use my signature move.
Where are you getting the extra hold from that you're using that for?
I used what could go wrong earlier, and I got 2 holds.
Oh yeah, and so you have like an extra
Floating
hold to do
hold.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna add 1 harm to whatever your
Yeah.
signature move roll is. Yeah, go ahead and roll signature move, and tell me what this looks like. What are you doing with this?
Okay, let me roll first. Wait, should I roll first or describe first?
Describe.
Okay, so the EI slash, my katana is I sheathe my katana, and I crouch down and I wait for the perfect moment to draw my sword in 1 fluid motion to double slice. So you slice once on the coming out, and then you spin around and you slice back again. It's supposed to
Cool.
be a counter move.
It's rad as shit.
So because I wait for the opening,
Ghost of Tsushima bullshit.
Yeah, so let's say
it's
that
a
the
Monster
Wicker
Hunter,
Man like
so-
walking up to you and like it throws out its vine arm and is trying to entangle you.
Okay.
And you roll your signature move.
Here we go. Ballin'.
Okay,
Mix it
so
with this.
So on a mixed signature move, 7 to 9, I do 1 harm and take plus 1 forward. But because I added 1, it's 2. I do 2 harm to Wicker Dick.
Wicker dick.
actually, since you're using your sword, and maybe I'm reading this wrong. I'll read into this move more later when we have time. I think this is added on to your roll of like your weapon. So you're using your sword, which is 2 harm, your signature move that does 1 harm, and then you're taking an extra bonus harm. So you're doing a total of 4 to the Wicker Man.
Oh, got him.
That's a lot of harm.
Yeah, it's
He's
Now
Okay.
that's a lot of damage.
It's a fuck ton of harm, my guy, and it like blanches back. You cut through the vines on its chest, holding it together, and one of the cut through the arms, and so now it's trying to like hold itself together with its extra arm. Palmer, what are you doing?
Cool.
There is a wicker man in your path that you cut through.
Yeah, and is that the one that he's attacking?
No, this is a different one.
Oh,
It's a wicker army.
okay.
Nick Cage, help us.
Alarmy.
Okay, I think this is a good time to stick her hand into her pocket dimension to get her weapon, but she gets a bunch of rocks instead. She's got to throw the rocks away. She's gotta keep trying, but she does eventually get her weapon, which is, I think, the first time that is this the first time she's used it? Maybe.
Yeah, this is the first time you're actually using your weapon because you didn't really use it previously.
I don't think I did. So yeah, it is a razor whip. Because plants. It has it has the tags area, messy, and holy. I guess.
Holy!
I did not go for the create my own weapon thing. I just went for a preset.
I went for gun.
Yeah, you did go for gun.
Correct. Guns, plural, right?
So
Just one.
I will
What?
use that. So I guess that's just a straight up kick some ass.
Yeah, roll kick some ass.
Is that going to be tough? In which case I can take some extra.
I believe so.
So how does that work? Does that mean I take experience just by using tough?
Yeah, just for rolling it. Just for rolling with that stat, you take an experience point.
Sick. I don't get a lot of experience because I roll so good. Here we go. Okay, so I got a 9 for using my whip.
Okay. Hit him with that whip.
I do.
And when the horse rolls around, we'll hit him with that nay-nay.
I did like that one.
Damn it, that's so good.
I did like that one. The whip does 3 harm.
All right. Yeah, you guys have an exchange of whips because it also like reaches out and throws forward its arms and the vines extend out towards you, slapping you across the face and doing 2 harm to you. And your razor whip comes up and cuts through one of its arms, dealing 3.
Okay, so I get 2 harm.
Yeah, you hear from behind you the sound of hoof prints, and you hear your name being called. Not
Like-
Palmer,
Yeah.
not Static, but your real Fey name.
Yeah. You best not ask me what it is, because we sure have not talked about that.
I don't know what it is. I don't need to know what it is, but you hear it being called.
That sucks. Wait, can I go back to the meme I made earlier about how Jurnee's grandmother told her to say hi to the king? And I made a meme that said, "Did you fuck my grandma, faking?"
I did see that, and I did love that, but I was concerned by that.
It was so good.
Yep. Concern, big concern. Don't know what's happening, big concern.
Grandma, why do you know faking? Okay, well that sucks. Anyways.
Yeah, you hear something calling your real true name, and this wicker man in front of you stamps its foot on the ground, and you see its vines extend out and wrap around your ankles. And I want you to roll plus cool, or rather specifically act under pressure.
Oh,
Oh no!
I failed.
Mark experience.
Yeah. Mark that experience, but you are tangled up in vines, and you feel yourself being pulled at your ankles, and you knock your head on the ground as you go down, and you're knocked out.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
what happened to me being tough?
Did I hear it? Am I aware of that?
Nope, you don't even you saw some corn get knocked down, but you're kind of focused in on your own shit.
No, the one that I'm fucking up.
Should
Aw,
I
basket. I love that.
should I have put any do I need to put anything under harm?
No. I'm using this as a zero harm kind of move.
You're not hurt. You're just knocked the fuck out.
I feel like
Yeah.
it should not be that easy to knock your players unconscious.
But that is where this strays from Dungeons and Dragons.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Convenient.
Plot convenience, the heart of any good serial show.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's true.
At the heart of all good cereal, you'll find plot convenience. Part of this complete breakfast.
Great, well, I'm checked out. Goodbye.
Part of this balanced encounter.
Let's go back to Jurnee and Dan.
Oakley dokley.
The woman has come and brought you tea
Cool.
for Jurnee you to have. And Dan, you just finished reading this spooky story. What's up? What do you guys want to do?
I feel like I don't want to do anything else with in this room. I feel like everything I want to accomplish is complete, and I'd like to regroup and then talk about how we're going to get answers out of this this fortune teller lady by force if necessary.
Me too. I'm also kind of thinking about the weird thing that I saw and feeling the big scared from it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that I also want to take a little sip of the tea, but kind of the scene in The Emperor's New Groove where he's gonna drink the tea, but then he just sort of pours it in the nearest potted plant and then
And the plant turns into a llama.
it just dies. I think that's what Jurnee's gonna attempt to do, which I'm sure is not going to convince this person that she is drinking the tea.
Yeah.
Because it's clear that this person is pretty observant, but she doesn't know and doesn't trust this person. So.
And shouldn't.
Yeah. She's going to politely say, thank you. That was very interesting. We're going to go take a look around, but if it's okay, I'd love to come back and ask you some more questions about how you got started in this wonderful business of fortune telling.
Okay, dear. Yeah, that sounds perfectly fine. I'll be here if you need me.
Thanks.
And you look over at the potted plant that you apparently poured your tea into, and it looks healthier than the last time you saw it.
Oh, shit. Yeah, so I think I turn to Dan and I say okay, let's head out. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the book back. I think I pretty much got it.
Cool, thanks.
Come on.
You good?
Yeah, I think when you guys walk out of the tent, you see Abby sitting on the ground outside, and she kind of perks up and looks at you and is kind of nosing at your feet, Dan.
Oh.
Oh.
Whimpering?
Good pup. What's up?
Yeah, whimpering.
What's that, Abby? Mordecai's in trouble.
I forgot to tell you a thing.
Yeah.
So when I leveled up, I picked another spooky move.
Yeah, the sight.
Yeah, and it says that I can also communicate with spirits that I see.
Yeah.
Does Abby count as a spirit?
She is literally a ghost dog.
Okay. So can I ask her what the fuck is up? Without so here is how I imagine this to go. Because again, I think that Jurnee is realizing that something is kind of funky with her, but she doesn't know exactly what it is. So I don't think she is knowingly doing this, but she just straight up asks the dog oh hey, what's going on? Where's Mordicai?
And you get the image in your mind of Mordecai crouched on the ground and this tall figure with a pumpkin for a head looming over him. And then, because you've seen things from Abby's perspective previously.
Yeah.
You see her starting to run off in that familiar gray and blue sight and running off towards the tent. You see corn. Lots of corn.
Dan?
Yeah?
We need to go to the corn maze. Yesterday.
The funniest part to me is that, like, I'm not picturing it that far away from the tent. So it's kind of like, even if you do get this vision being like, you need to go to the corn maze, if you scanned around, you would see like a flattened cornfield.
Well, it's only part of the cornfield that you like flattened. It's
Yeah,
like
and I'm assuming
like a tunnel. You
Yeah,
can't see the whole thing.
for sure.
Gust of wind.
And I'm assuming that's maybe like further into the maze too, because they were kind of wandering around, or he was wandering around for a bit before.
Yeah.
The saw spooks.
If I listen, do I hear the telltale sounds of combat?
I don't think so, because like the telltale sounds of combat is like steel on steel and like shit hitting itself, and these guys are
Or
organic.
like, ah!
Ah, fuck. I mean, Mordecai's not being loud and Palmer's knocked out, so I don't think you do.
Oh god.
I think you see
You're-
like the little bit
You're
of smoke.
You're following the dog. How about that?
Yeah,
Oh.
you're following the dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the town heavily like trafficked right now? Are there a lot of people?
No, there's just like handfuls of people wandering around the square at this point. It's getting kind of late. It's around like 9ish.
So it's
Did
dark.
not
Yeah,
think about
dark.
As we get close to the corn maze, just following Abby, I'm gonna reach up into my pocket dimension and pull out probably my axe for slashing damage.
You have an axe?
Yeah. No, I have several weapons.
That's not.
It's
that's
like a
not in your
fireman's
character.
axe,
That's
basically.
The DM having forgotten that you had an axe.
I have 4 weapons. I have a .38 revolver. I have a silver knife that I only pull out when I'm going to draw blood.
Yes.
I have an axe and a spear.
This motherfucker's strapped.
Yeah, this is some Winchester shit.
Yeah.
Where was the spear?
On his thigh with a thigh
Well,
holster.
It was all
last-
in the van.
You don't.
It was
you
all
don't
in the
wanna
van.
know. You don't want to know where it was.
Zoinks! Last adventure, I did keep the spear in the van because I didn't want it to draw attention in the small town of Ellensdale by carrying a spear around. But
I literally walked around with a
Your
sword
best
the whole
friend was
fucking
carrying
time.
around a fucking katana. Yeah.
I didn't want to attract attention.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I can't control what he does. that
damn
much.
straight. Don't even try.
That's real.
But now it's in my pocket dimension because I have that now.
Is that a rocket in your pocket?
No, it's a spear.
Or is that just your pocket?
The boner dimension.
Oh, that's so.
Big boner.
Have anything, do I? I was just
Can
thinking
we-
about that, and I'm like, I have a stun gun. I have a fucking Hello Kitty stun gun.
You get shit.
And, I mean, you made your choice.
It's so good.
I come from an ancient sect of militant magic users, so like
It's fair.
you get a camera.
Yeah, I got a really nice smartphone. I got the iPhone whatever.
iPhone 13.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out my axe from my pocket dimension, and then as though I was making my way through the Australian bush, I'm just gonna be like kind of hacking my way towards the smoke and in the direction Abby is leading me.
Roll plus sharp.
Okay.
I'm just following closely behind him in the path that he's making, apologizing profusely for being able to do absolutely nothing in this situation.
You can roll help out. You can roll help out.
Oh, wait,
Wait,
How
is
are
a
you going
7?
to help?
I don't
Is
know.
Is a
I have a
7?
stun gun.
7's mixed success.
Okay.
Yeah, seven turns you into a mixed success.
Toto Mate.
So if Amelia doesn't fail this roll, then
Oh,
it's
God.
not a failure.
Oh god.
I'll tell you how you could help. You could
out.
talk to the dog that you can talk to.
Yeah. Talk to my baby.
Ask her how her day is going. Like,
Or where do we go?
oh, okay. Fair. following the dog.
How's your day going? Great until Mordicai died. He died over here.
What?
Okay.
I'm not dead yet.
Not yet.
You rolled a mixed success on help out on that. On a mixed success for help out, you
take experience for that because that's cool.
grant them plus run, but you also expose yourself to trouble or danger.
Neat.
And on a straight up and down sharp roll for this area, you can see the smoke of Mordecai's blunt.
Yeah, still
Wafting.
smoking this whole time, by the way.
Yes, I would hope so.
Burn down the cornfield. Burn down the cornfield.
Burning down the cornfield.
Okay, I got a jutsu ready for you. It's okay.
Cast the fucking jutsu. Burn that place to ground.
Love that.
Yeah, you can see the smoke of Mordecai's blunt wafting over the tops of the corn, and you know that you're closer. But stepping out in front of you is a figure with vines and a jack-o'-lantern for a head.
Oh,
And
the concierge.
The concierge. It's standing in your way.
Okay. And it's immediately evident that this is not a cosplayer, yes?
Yeah, no. You can see like into the eyes of what should be a jack-o'-lantern and would be a face, and you just see hollow lights.
Cool. I'm gonna try to fucking kill it.
All right, how you doing this, my boy?
I'm going to kick its ass. This is, of course, with my axe. I'm going to kick some axe. Do I have shit that helps this? When I'm using an old-fashioned hand weapon, I inflict +1 harm and get +1 when I roll to protect someone. Okay. So if I land, this does an extra harm. It'll do +3.
Cool. Oh,
that's a full
good.
success.
All right, so you lean back, and it's like Johnny in The Shining chopping down the door, just really hammering into it, and you bury the head of the axe in the shoulder of this wicker man, and it reaches out and throws its arm up across your face and like catches you on the chin, and you take 2 harm. Well, it takes 3.
That will make that 1 because of my armor.
Oh shit!
Got him.
You got a chin
And
guard.
real quick, can I reach into my pocket dimension, pull out my spear, and throw it to Jurnee and say, "Help!"
Ow.
Yeah, you can do that as a free action.
Could use this.
Using D&D terms over here. I've been listening to too much Adventure Time. Yeah, you can do that. Jurnee, roll plus cool to catch the spear.
You see me apparate a 6-foot-long wooden shaft with a sharp point at the end and throw it in your direction.
This is how I die.
I don't throw it like that.
Here we go.
It's a sideways throw.
Oh my god.
Like he said, he didn't throw it point four first, you know. It's like a sideways.
Yeah, it's like a ha. Not
Does that mean that I
who.
do experience because I rolled cool and I failed?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I leveled up again.
Cool. Yeah, you fumble for the spear and it you actually like you fumble it, it drops, you accidentally kick it, it's further away.
No, there's just a spear in the corn. Spear in the cornfield.
You better be grateful. You better be grateful he didn't just have it stab you.
I thought about it, but you did specifically say that you were not like
throwing it in a way that would do that.
Yeah, so I was just like, oh, that'd be too much.
Could have bonked her on the head.
Yeah. So Jurnee, what are you going to do?
God damn it, Jurnee, just cast fireball.
But I don't have that yet. Okay, weird. I'm gonna add a weird for my level up thing.
Yeah, so now you
You're
have
weird.
Now I have
+2 weird.
Oh god, now I have +2 weird. Can I use telekinesis to get the spear?
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh.
do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Coward.
I don't fucking know.
The
Well, it says I can move something smaller than a person. Does that count?
Yeah, by default you You move something smaller than a person.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll give it a try here. Don't fail again, please.
While you're doing that, can I try to use magic to enchant my weapon and make it fiery?
You want to make fire appear on your axe?
Yeah, fire axe.
Yeah, so you want a fireman's axe. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and
Fireman's axe.
roll plus magic. Plus use magic for that. And yeah, you use your weird roll. So Jesus
15.
All right. Way to
I
crush
think you
it,
were
bro.
pretty good there, Phil.
Yeah, the fuck, dude.
Way to completely override the success of her 10 rule.
I'm sorry, I'm
Okay.
not trying to flex.
Yeah, huh?
Okay, so we'll deal with each of these things in concert. So, Jurnee, you
Yep.
rolled complete success on your telekinesis. What do you want to do with it?
So I want to reach out my arm and
Reach out for truth?
reach out for truth and be like, oh
Look out in
shit,
Twitch face.
I'm not going to be able to get this thing. And then it zoops into my hand.
Yeah, and we hear the John Williams score go off.
Yeah. So, thanks.
And I'm over here trying to light my axe on fire, and I'm like, fuck, wait, Jurnee, did you just use magic?
You're like, wait,
And
Wait, did I
finally,
just use
the last piece of the puzzle falls into place. The last secret revealed.
The Last Jedi.
Oh my
okay,
god.
so what do you,
So-
you get the spear, what else do you do with it?
So I guess, well, actually, would it be better if I just flung it straight at the thing
Yes.
instead of, okay, I'm going to just fling it straight at the thing instead of flinging it into my hand and then throwing it, because I know that my strength is shit, but magic-y strength might be better.
Yeah,
so,
magic that strength.
okay,
Instead
I
of
strength.
yeet it at the thing
Yeah, you
with my mind.
Yeah, you yeet it at the Wicker Man,
Yep.
and the spear punctures through its jack-o'-lantern head, and it
Cool.
takes 2 harm.
Nice.
And pulp and a black smoke starts oozing out of
Ugh,
the mouth of the Wicker Man.
gross.
And so now, Phil, you used magic
Yes,
and did
spicy axe.
You fucking undo time over here.
yeah.
You're 15.
Okay, so you used magic and you enchanted your weapon. It gets +1 harm, plus fire, plus magic.
Yes.
Yeah, and that works completely. What do you want to do with it?
While the jack-o'-lantern is stunned by being stabbed in the face, I would like to break him open.
Yeah, you take the swing. You grab the axe and lift it entirely over your head, and then just bring it down, cleaving the Wicker Man in two and lighting it on fire. You just have the burning remains of a pumpkin, some vines, and some straw in your path now.
Okay, I'm going to try and stamp it out a little bit so it doesn't spread, but I don't want to burn down the
Yeah,
town.
You're being very, very conscientious of what
Only
you're doing
you.
and where you are.
I just want you to know that the whole time that I was using telekinesis to hit the thing, I was actually covering my eyes with my hands because I was scared. And so I was now I'm just Dan, are you okay?
Are we good?
Yeah,
Still
we got
just-
it. Way to go. I didn't know you could throw spears with magic, but cool.
Do what?
You threw-
Dope.
God damn it.
Mordecai, what's up with you and shit?
Okay, so really, so also high from the weed, right? But also riding the high of me executing my signature move for the first time. Can I read a bad situation? And I want to know what's the best way out.
Okay, that's an 8, so hold 1. What's your best way out? You notice over to your left, there is a bunch of knocked down corn making a solid tunnel on the way out.
I'm going to position myself with my back to that tunnel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to inhale super deeply on my blunt. And I want to cast something that I have dubbed the Silver Burn Bomb. Also make success.
Okay, so you get a glitch. So choose your glitch.
Glitch. I'm gonna give this one to you. It has some problematic side effect.
Sick. Thank you.
Yup.
Okay. Describe to me how you do this. Also, how do you know you can do this?
Doors of perception.
Until now, like mechanically, that's how. But like, give me that flavor. Give me that thought process of Mordicai
How
in
did you
that
know it
high
worked?
brain.
I didn't.
I'm just high as fuck, and I'm just so high. And what I did was super anime. So I'm like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if I just did this? So actually, I'm gonna shout Hocus Pocus, didgeridoo, and then say Silver Burn Bomb after I inhale and blow out. So before I inhale the weed, I say Hocus Pocus, didgeridoo, and big deep inhale, and then I'm just gonna try to infuse my breath and the heat with magic.
Blaze it.
And this one's for Dan. And I'm gonna exhale and enhance the smoke and hot breath into creating a big silvery, smoky firebomb blasting out from my mouth hole.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say that this effect is way stronger than you expected.
Oh no!
Because
I'm gonna burn the town down.
You were expecting things to be, if this even worked at all, maybe a small spark, and you just let out a gush of silver white fire from your mouth, and it pours over the Wicker Man, dealing it 2 harm.
That's so anticlimactic.
Hey, just because the rest of us are OP doesn't mean it's not a good amount of damage.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. Also, because of Doors of Perception, I get an additional effect, BT dubs.
Yeah.
So I'm going to communicate with someone or something that you cannot communicate with by normal means.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to talk to the pumpkin people, the wicker people.
Of course.
And I'm going to taunt them and say, today's my lucky day. I found a gold coin. You're nothing. Or something to that effect, I guess. I'm pretty blitzed.
The Wicker Man is confused to understand you.
Good.
And continues lumbering forward towards you. But
Burn
your fire
confusion
did catch some of the corn, and it is starting to spread.
Yeah, popcorn.
Yeah. Oh, it's about to be popping. Palmer, you come to a little bit. I need you to roll plus weird.
Is the camera still rolling? Because we could get some hot cornography.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Like that.
That sucked. That was bad to hear in my ears.
I'm very sorry.
It's okay.
You're not.
In your ear.
The only way I can stop thinking about these bad things is to say them. Otherwise, they just keep playing on repeat in my head.
Got a 10.
Nice.
All right. So you wake up and you realize you've been wrapped in vines and you're not where you remember being.
What?
Yeah.
Where am I?
You roll out and are able to dislodge yourself from the vines, but not before you feel a white hot pain flash across the back of your neck.
Am I like free to move around?
Yeah.
No. Oh.
Okay, then she sits up very quickly and looks behind her.
And behind you, standing next to its horse, you see a large man with what looks like a turnip for a head.
Okay. Is her weapon still in her hand?
Yes.
Then I think she just instinctively uses it.
Okay, roll kick some ass.
My god. The fucking bunk ass knockoff headless horseman from Ireland.
All right, that's an 8.
the-
So you guys deal harm to each other. He takes that, and you see him flash out his hand, and rolling up to strike you across the face is this ivory whip made of bones. And at the end, it looks white hot, and it cuts you across the face, and you take 3 harm.
Ooh.
So 2. Okay.
2.
Ouch.
Yeah, 2. Yeah, but it hits you in the face, and you stumble backwards, and you hear him say, Now, let's not get physical. I like to have fun with my food.
Ew. Oh.
Let's not
You may go
get
for now.
So hot.
You may go for now. I like to hunt. And he steps back, and in a flash of smoke, him and his horse disappear, and you find yourself alone on top of a hill.
Where am I?